Hey y'all, I hope you're doing well. I'm still gloating from yesterday and this morning. The comments and the texts and everything was just so humbling. So humbling. I couldn't be more grateful. I feel like not that. No, I don't feel. I know that I have a great group of friends, a great community, awesome subscribers, and it's still amazing. I'm still I'm still amazed and just so grateful, very humbling. Yes, I'm walking around with my phone, so I do apologize. Um, I'm all out of good dry wood. I still haven't picked up no wood. I need to get wood. I need to get heat in this garage. Yeah, it's chilly. uh, but anyway, tonight's not too bad, so I can stay like this. This isn't so bad. Um, so I have a little bit of a unboxing to do here, and come think of it, you know what? It might be our. Well, let's move you over here. What the heck? All right. Let's see if I get you down here. There we go. All right. This is one of my Christmas presents from my brother. Like I think I mentioned this before. My brother, he stole my little. Well, I wouldn't say stole, but he borrowed my little ultrasonic cleaner to use for his carb cleaning and various parts. So I asked for one of these for Christmas, and he ended up getting it for me. So I have a digital ultrasonic cleaner. Now this one's really nice. So you can set your time. It has apparently has a stronger reducer in this. This thing's much bigger than my other one. A radiator fan, to help protect all the components. Because this has a heater in it, which is very nice. The heater is a plus. It helps out tremendously cleaning. So, yeah, let's get it out of here. Might have to set it on the floor here. Get it out of the foam here. Well, that worked out. All right. Oh yeah, look at this. I asked for a black one, but he said they were all out of the black. I asked for black because it gets pretty dirty in here. Doing all this saw rebuilds and doing porting now, and I do a lot of fabricating, welding, all that, and woodworking. So it tends to get a little messy in here. So pull that out of the way. There she be. Let's forget what the size of the tank is in here. I don't remember. It is 2,500 milliliters, so 5.9 quarts. Oh, sorry, pints. Quarts. That'd be kind of big. So, pretty decent size. Come with a nice little tray in here. So, size of my hand. You can see how big that is. Bigger than my hand. I have a pretty decent sized hand. So this, I wanted to get this out. I want to tell you why. So, last night after, here you can see my ugly mug. There we go. So last night after I made that video, I tried getting the 1010, the auto. I tried getting that running. Because I did a little bit more work onto it. Went back through and rechecked all the gaps on the points and coil. And I fixed the recoil on it. It was all gunked up, so I had to take it out, take the spring out, clean it up. It was just had old build up on it. So I got that all cleaned up, put new grease in the center pin there, and I know it's not called center pin, but you know I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I got that going good. It works fine. Now, after about a quarter can of starter fluid, some ether, which is way too much, my arm is shot. I pulled, and I can only get this thing to run about 2 seconds at a time on ether. That's it. So, it's not getting fuel to the carb somehow. Which my diagnosis, which 9 times out of 10 is the problem. That's what was the problem on the home light. Is the diaphragm is either stuck or broken, dry rotted, most likely dry rotted from sitting. So it's not pumping the fuel in. Because it's not even flooding when I'm pulling and pulling and pulling. So that has to be, that's where I either that and or the some passages through the carb. Now that could be a problem or be the problem as well, because I'll show you why. Alright. Now, on these old Macs, the carburetor, the air intake, unlike these newer ones where the air has to go through a bunch of passages and it's not so wide open, and the intake is not necessarily always on the top like it is on these older saws. It's right there. It's gonna get all kinds of dust. No matter how good you have a filter, if it's clean and sealed properly, it's most likely still gonna get some dust in there. And then these old saws sit, and they sit, and they just build up and gunk, and then 2-cycle fuel gums up. Especially by the looks of things, when I looked into this before, it was definitely running with a crap load of oil in the fuel. So there's a lot of buildup, a lot of carbon deposits, and so that will catch the debris and build up, and then it sits, and then it gums, and then, yeah. And when there's no fuel going through this, and the diaphragm's not moving, it dries up, hardens, and rots out. Dry rots. similar to like leaving rubber out in the sun for a year. You know, it gets all cracked, dries, don't work like it used to. So that's my prognosis. I already ordered a carb kit for this. So while we have it here, it don't take much to take all this apart, get the carb off, and get it cleaned and ready for the carb kit. And while I'm waiting for powder, some powder coat powder for the home light, let's clean the carb. Gotta just get it all disassembled. So I wanted to do a little bit of unboxing here, and I also did get something else in the mail. I've seen a few people use these and talk about it, and so I decided to order one and give it a try. It's not the way I grew up on, but it does make a whole lot of sense. So I ordered a flattening whetstone. I think that's what you call it, right? I know it's a whetstone. Leveling whetstone. Sorry. So I also have the other sharpening stone that'll be coming. That's coming at a little later date. So we have something to level it with. So I just give it a try, right? Why not? It might be worthwhile. Now, I don't always sharpen with a stone, obviously, because this is my first time using, a stone to sharpen my axes, or my axe. I only have one axe. So, but my other way is I have a 1-inch belt sander over there, which you all seen me use before on my previous videos. I have belts that are leather and some compound to go with that, and I use that. Works awesome, just freaking amazingly smooth. You don't get any marks. You don't even get the little marks with a stone. It's just smooth. One day I'll show y'all. I'll get it up and running and show you. So with that said, I'll get you guys over here. We'll get this thing plugged in, and I will show you what I'm going to use in my ultrasonic cleaner. Now, there's all kinds of stuff you can put in there. A lot of people like to use the simple green. Now that has a chemical in there that eats away metal. It's acid. Okay? You don't want that. It eats away, especially this aluminum in the older stuff. It's not as strong as today's metals, but simple green offers. Now I'm not sponsoring this. I'm not promoting this. I'm just showing you what I'm using here. Okay? It's called Extreme Simple Green, and that's the aircraft and precision cleaner. Okay? Aircraft metals, aluminum metals, they're very what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you really need to be cautious with aircraft aluminum. Okay, and that's why they use the aircraft and precision cleaner, which will not eat away your metals, but also cleans very, very well. So if you want to get into the ultrasonic cleaner stuff, get one with a heater. Heater is very important. And then the Simple Green Aircraft and Precision Cleaner. Or something of the aircraft and cleaner. I'm going to plug my charger here. Alright. Well, look at there. Woo. Don't turn it on when it's empty. It's not good. Now it should have a min and max level. Put this on. So we'll get some of this stuff. This is pretty safe. I believe it's pretty safe. Yeah, I don't recall. My brother actually recommended this to me a while ago. He's a mechanical engineer, so he knows all that stuff. Reminds me of Windex. It smells like Windex. So yeah, it's seems relatively on the safe side. I mean, you know, the usual eyes, hands, eye irritation. It causes eye irritation. And then wash your hands thoroughly if you get in contact. Well, obviously, that's everything pretty much. So, that is that there. I do like the little handles on there. So yeah, that'll do real well. Then of course it has heating element in there. Probably should read the instructions and see how hot it gets. So anyway, I'll bring y'all back. I'm gonna go ahead, pop this carb off, and I know it's gonna take me a little bit, and we're already up almost 18 minutes already into this video. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got the carb off. It actually took a little bit to get that off. That was on there. Good. Had to tap it with a hammer. So, figured out a little bit on the Ultrasonic. It does. I still didn't see what it heated up to, but it does have a 480-second timer on it, which is not too bad. I figure if I keep the heater on it, still help it clean, and every time I come out here, I'll just turn it on. Huh. Okay, so 65 degrees Celsius. Now, I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit for our American friends, so I do apologize. I have no idea. But anyway, got the carb off. Now, I always suggest when you take these apart, putting the gaskets in a little pile the way they come out. That way you remember how to put back in, unless you have a diagram. The carb kits that I get are, they come with a diagram, but as well, I've taken apart many of these, so I know these pretty well, so I don't necessarily need to do that with this one. So, let's get you down here on the bench. So there's the 1010. Now, in my previous videos, you guys see me powder coat the gas tank cover here, and rebuild the gasket, or make the gasket for this as well. Now, what I want to do first is rebuild the carb, get it running, and then I want to tip it, side to side, and I want to check for air leaks. I want to check for crank seals, leaks, and all that good jazz. And then I want to blow it all apart. Alright, I want to get it cleaned up. I want to get it powder coated. And guess what else I'm going to do? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to port it. I'm going to port this one. Actually, I want to port all my saws. So, once we get it running and check for all the other stuff, I got a little bit of fuel still left in the line here. It keeps wanting to leak out. And I have no idea where my zip ties are. I'll usually zip tie this right to there to the hose. Oh, you guys can't see. I like to zip tie it up here to itself. Well, now it wants to stay. So, alright, we'll set this off to the side. Now that I got fuel all over the place. Alright. Let's start on the diaphragm side, okay? Oh, I need my other screwdriver. You want to make sure you get screwdrivers that fit the screw heads very well. Okay, you don't want them too loose, and obviously if they're too fat, they're not going to go in the slot and break loose. Whoa. Well, I think we might have found the problem here. These screws on the diaphragm side they're all kinds of loose. I didn't even need to break them loose or nothing. This is a Wellbro SDC 37 carb. Okay, that's how you tell what carb kit you want. Don't necessarily go by the saw. And I do apologize because this video is going to be a little on the longer side, because I want to show you guys going through this. Now, when you look up for your carb kits, okay, excuse me, you want to go by the name. Okay, so this is a Wellbro, and up at top you see SDC. So you want to type in Wellbro SDC, and on the other side, whoop, there we go. You see SDC at the top. Now, there's another number here that says 7-73. That will not come up, but on the other side, there's a 37. Type in 37. If you type in all these numbers, a carb kit will show up. Just match the number that comes up, pretty much. That's the easiest way of doing it. Okay? Okay, because they don't go by the saw. These saws, there's different years. They switch carbs pretty much every year, or even during that year of production. Okay, man, this thing is stuck. I don't like doing this. Sometimes you got to. Just find a spot where you can pry up where you won't damage nothing. Okay? Alright. So this side is the pump side where the diaphragm sits at. Okay? You want to carefully peel that off as best you can. Okay, if some of it sticks, well, then that's why. It's sitting too long. Alright, so before I even tore this off, I can obviously see there's definitely something wrong with this diaphragm. Okay, it's not dry rotted, but it is deteriorating. It's falling apart a little bit. Sometimes that'll happen. I've seen it happen. Okay, the other issue that could be why the carb's not getting fuel is the inlet needle, which is right here. Okay, that diaphragm goes up and down right here, and I can see as I do this, that moves that needle up and down. At least it's supposed to. I can feel some resistance, so it's pretty tight. Now, before you put this in an ultrasonic cleaner, make sure you get all this gasket material off, okay, that's stuck to it. You want to get all that off. I mean, if you can't get it all off, like around the little peg here, ultrasonic cleaner will soften that up for you to take off later when you get it out. So yes, there's something with the inlet needle, so this definitely tells me that the saw has been sitting for a while. Alright, so that and all the screws were loose. Very, very, very loose. So we're gonna take the screw out. That's set in there with a spring and that lever for the pin there. There's a spring. Now that comes with all the new stuff. Now, also, you want to look at your needle. Okay? If there's a line around the tip of your needle, which is typically a little rubber needle, some of them are metal. So this one's been sitting there for a while. It's got a pretty deep line all the way around this. So that means it's wore out. It's not seating properly. And when that happens, when that rubber wears out, it's not letting in and cutting off at the right time. Letting the fuel in and then shutting the fuel off as the needle goes up and down. So it's not acting properly. Alright. Now, the kit, I know it comes with all the new stuff, but what I like to do is keep the original, I forget the proper name of it. The little arm that clips into your diaphragm and your needle. That little lever, okay? I like to reuse the old one because that's at a good setting. Usually, that's a good spot to start at. So I'll keep that. So I'm going to go ahead. Wow, that warms up pretty quick. I'm not sure what exactly 65 degrees Celsius is, but I'm sure it's pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and put all the screws, everything, except for the spring for the lever and the needle, because obviously you'll be replacing that. Alright, next we can go ahead. Let's take out our high and low jets. We'll take a look at those. Alright. I smell old fuel. Bad fuel that's in the carb. So we got old fuel in the carb, so it's definitely not letting in the fresh stuff. And mind you, I cleaned all this out before I started. There's still passages in this carb that will not allow it to do its job. Will not allow all the old gas out of it. So we may have a passage plugged up as well. Yeah, add some old fuel in there. Okay. Too bad I can't see down in those holes. Oh yeah, I can. Well, they're clear. Oh, look at that. Picked out a bunch of sawdust and gunk right there. See, that's a pretty good sized chunk. That was in the carb, in the diaphragm area. So yes, it definitely wasn't doing its job. It's probably getting some air leaks in there too. Alright. Let's see here. Take this little guy out here. This is our setting for the butterfly. That sets that throttle, kind of positions that butterfly in the right idling position. So that just kind of pushes down the butterfly, opens it up a little bit. So I'll stick that in there. That thing warms up pretty quick. Okay, next up, I'm not gonna worry about the choke butterfly for the choke. I'm gonna go ahead. I could just leave that open, and we're gonna leave that as it is. But we are going to remove the butterfly for the throttle section here. Okay, that one's pretty simple. There's a screw for the butterfly. Okay, and then over here is a screw that holds the pin, the shaft that goes through here for that butterfly. So we're gonna go ahead, loosen that screw up. Now this one can be pretty tough, so you want to push down as hard as you can without damaging anything. So close that choke butterfly for the choke. That way you can set it flat. Put some pressure on it because you don't want to strip this. You don't want to ruin these. Okay, that one broke pretty easily. Broke free. Real nice. So you want to be pretty careful. Like what I just did. Because this stuff is very accurate to where it needs to be. Okay? But don't push too down too hard where you're gonna bend that shaft. You don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll just get a little bit of a gasket material here, kind of holding that butterfly from coming out. Now that has to come out. It's not exactly round, so it's got to come out the right way. Now you want to remember what side is that outside and up. So you gotta remember that. I'm going to go ahead, throw that in there. Next, okay, I like to put this on a flat surface. We got that sticking out, so we don't want to set that on the table. I'm going to go to undo this screw for the retainer of that shaft. Alright, so that shaft will now slide over, and this, with that spring, will pull right out. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of a burr here. Will not let it come out now. Oh, there we it goes. Just gotta get in the right position. Alright, so we pulled the shaft out. Stick all that in there. Stick everything in there. Alright, now we got everything off. These Welsh plugs, I don't usually mess with these unless I absolutely have to. If I'm doing a carb modification or something, or doing special, I don't mess with them. Okay, they're delicate and they're hard to get in there just right. Okay, and usually 99.9% of the time you don't need to mess with them. So don't even bother. Wow, those were loose too. I bet you this was just sucking in a bunch of air. And all that air kind of deteriorating that diaphragm a little bit. So I do apologize for the long video. I know some of you like long videos, some like short. I just like making videos. I don't care how long they are necessarily. But if you're interested in this kind of stuff, then I'm sure you'll stick around and watch. Alright, yeah, that popped off pretty easy. So, we got a couple gaskets. Yeah, this stuff's gonna have to get the razor blade off and out and take those apart. Got some diaphragms here. Alright, and I also know for the inlet screen, look at that screen, there's got some gunk all up in there. Yeah, that's nasty. But I know we can take that right out. Okay, because I know for a fact the kit comes with that screen. Now, I won't get rid of none of these gaskets, just in case, or the screen. I like to keep everything until the very end, till it's all together and running. Then I'll throw everything away. So, just check over, make sure you got everything. Open up that butterfly for the choke. That'll snap right open. Now, it don't hurt to blow some air into all this. That won't hurt. If you want to do that, go for it. I can see right through some of these passages here. So I'm not too concerned. But I will blow it off because I see a little bit of sawdust right there and gunk. So my video is getting a little choppy there, I see. I hope it don't record that way. So yeah, I'll go ahead and blow it off. We'll throw it in and I'll even throw the cover in there. I'll turn it on. I'm pretty sure the kit comes with new screws, but we'll throw those in there anyway. I always like to keep the screws on hand anyway. You never know when you're gonna use them. I have tons and tons of down here in these here, the little drawers, tons of bolts and screws and bearings and all kinds of stuff. So we can get where did I put it? Oh, there it is. So these little paint scrapers, at least that's where I get it at Home Depot in the paint section. These come in handy. Be careful not to cut yourself. Usually when you get it started, it will come off. Oh yeah, it's coming right off. it's kind of like this gasket kind of melted a little bit. Huh? That's weird. Got a little bit of gunk. I like to run this over real carefully. Get all that little stuff off. Alright. Look at that, it's steaming. It's just cooking. Now you want to be careful when you do this. Okay? You will take off metal. You will shave that metal. Don't want to do that. Yeah, if all possible, get as much as it can. If you're afraid you won't get it all, throw it in there anyway. It will help dissolve that gasket a wee bit. So it'd be a whole lot easier to get it off. So the rest of that there is being pretty stubborn, so I'm just gonna let it dissolve or soften up in the water and the heat. The ultrasonic working and buzzing. I could turn that down. I don't know if it'll interfere. That's probably interfere with all your guys' stuff. I'm going to go ahead and blow all this out. Blow all the gunk off. I'll turn that off for y'all. So, I'll blow this off real quick and then we're pretty much done for the night. Alright, there we go. Stripped, ready to go. Waiting for the you can see it. That's crazy. But yeah, the ultrasonic will work all them bubbles out and everything. It'll get in through all those passages. I love the ultrasonic cleaner, especially a heated one. My last one wasn't heated. So this is gonna be a bonus. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So yes, I appreciate the chatting with you, 906. Mike, I appreciate it. I'll learn names, new names, putting names to actual other names. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate the chat today. Boss wasn't into work in the morning, so it was nice to have a little bit of a freedom there to chat. Yeah, I appreciate it, and I always enjoy little shop talks and chats and everything from people. Even though you're not terribly too far away, you're practically Canadian all the way out there. All the way up to I think that's pretty much the highest point in Michigan, isn't it? In the UP there, I think that's the highest point. At least pretty close to it. It's up there. Yeah, I can't say much. I do have a little bit of I do say a little bit of Canadian slang in there. I'm only 45 minutes from Canada myself. So I'm not very far. So, not that it's a bad thing. Holy moly, I probably made that sound really bad. It's always it's kind of a Michigan thing, how far you're away from Canada. Because we're a peninsula, so we're surrounded, and by not just the water, but Canada, covers most of our state, a good chunk of our state. So, it's just, Yeah, it's a Michigan thing. I don't mean nothing by it. I love all our Canadian friends. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Canada. Sometimes I wish I could just run away to Canada. But anyway, um, I do hope everyone appreciates the video. I appreciate making them, and I appreciate all our subscribers, our new subscribers, um, and I hope everyone does enjoy it because this was a bit of a long video. If you made it to the end, thank you. I apologize for being so long, but I wanted to take it with me on the carb disassemble and kind of give you a little bit of hints and tricks and an idea of a Walbro 1010 carb. So like I said, I've taken a few of those apart, so I know if I miss something, let me know or ask it, because I probably will forget to go over something because I've been into these carbs quite a few times already. So I do apologize, and just ask. I'll help you out. So anyway, y'all take care. Happy New Year's. I will make another video tomorrow and wish you all a Happy New Year's. And I'll take you around to the family and wish you Happy New Year's as well. So if we get that far. I don't know if they want to be on camera or not, but I'll ask. So please take care. Be safe. Be kind. And please, please spread the love. I'll see y'all in the next video.